Chip Crooners, my name's Donato. Welcome to today's daily vlog on Friday the 1st of February. And in this vlog, I'll be talking about how we can all run faster. Cue me drinking some tea. Oh, yes, Crooners, welcome. It's the start of Bad February, yeah, B-A-D February, yeah. Have you got your shirts on? Yeah, I've not scribed on here Bad February. I'm really bad at me. I know, joke, bad, B-A-D. Yeah, be an active day. Let's be active every day. I'm certainly active already today, yes, because it's Friday. Let's get active Friday. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So it's bonjour, buongiorno, boreda, prinhounda as well. That's another different time of day for my Welsh friends. Tipping back. Oh man, so many languages. Oh, bom dia, konnichiwa. Oh, so many. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Yes, today is vlog number 65. Hey, can you believe that? 65? Wow, that's incredible. Thank you all so much for regularly tuning in and learning all sorts of new things. So thank you all so much. I've got some shout outs towards the end and I'll cover those at the end, but obviously you're here to learn how to run faster, and obviously as the screen suddenly got brighter on me, one of the key ways to run faster is wear bright clothes. Yep. Joking. Although, you know, I'm sure there's a scientific report somewhere, if you put bright clothes on, it makes you run faster or whatever, some psychological thing. I certainly remember there was some kind of research showing that teams that wear yellow jerseys, like Australia and Brazil, that's why they keep winning. Oh, sorry. Brazil winning? Anyway, joking aside, yes, no offence to my Brazilian friends over in there. Yeah, bom dias, yes, I do remember that a few games. So yeah, things do change, don't they? They do change. So how to run faster? As I mentioned, I'd looked at some of my stats on the watch over the 6 months running up to Chicago, where I ran London in 4 hours and I ran Chicago 6 months later in 3 hours and 6 minutes. So how did I change from one to another? Now obviously completely different weather conditions, and I was feeling a bit shattered, shall we say, at London from running Boston a week before. So from adverse rain, cold, wet conditions. So really it's not a good comparison, but you can see how I obviously needed to change something in my training plan in terms of what I'd done in terms of the build-up to get to Boston and London wasn't really working the best for me. So I had to change and tweak that. And but I run on feel, so I don't really look at this. You would have seen an old vlog and some guy mentioned it to me yesterday. I met at the gym, who watches my stuff, and he says about turning the watch round, and he's one of my subscribers, and I says, you might recall I was saying bin the Garmin. No offence to Garmin, but wear it, but don't look at it whilst you're running. And he said, oh yes, I remember that, bin the Garmin. Yeah, it's one I produced, it must have been over a year ago. But I went back, looked at the stats, and do you know what? There was an interesting fact, and what sparked me to go and have a look at it is that Katie, Clean Coach Katie, you may have seen on the live chat, when we were at a running show, people hadn't seen me for a number of months, or a while, maybe it's about a year, I think, maybe for Katie, and she noticed I've lost some weight, in a good way, she said. Obviously I'd lost some weight, and yeah, between London and Chicago, I was 72 kilos in April, and then by October I was 67 kilos. I'd lost 5 kilos, that's almost 10% of my body weight I'd lost. So what changed? Because I certainly hadn't changed my eating pattern or anything like that. I was eating in different restaurants, but certainly eating as regularly, and certainly I had loads of pizza, as I normally do. Well, I've got a little itch here in my eye. So yeah, what changed? What changed? Well, we often hear about people running to lose weight, and whilst I wasn't doing that intentionally, it turned out that the training that I was doing, because I decided to do a lot more easy runs. And I found that my runs are in what we call zone 2. So you can look that up. So everyone's heart rate is different depending on the age, fitness and so on and so forth. But these wonderful little gadgets should be able to tell you what zone you're training in. So zone 2 is the aerobic level. So I was doing a lot of my runs, nice and easy runs, in the low aerobic area, heartbeat zone. And that's where the fat burning happens. Yeah, did you know that? Hey! So not only is it good training, because when you do zone 2 training, and you might have seen this before and you see in other places, that to run fast, you need to run slow. So that's why we often talk about the long runs being so important and key to endurance training, marathon training, that it has so many benefits. But one of the key benefits is it helps our aerobic base system, and that system helps us to run fast. Makes sense? So it was basically a happy accident that I stumbled upon, that I'd lost the weight and I was getting faster because I was just running easy. So I just basically looked back through my plans and what was happening and why I kept getting injured, because I had about 18 months of getting injured before a race, you know, almost every time, and I was getting sick and tired of it. And you either continue and try and push it through and work through that, or you got to change. So I decided to change, and I completely rehauled the training plan. So I had so many benefits. Not only was I running faster, became leaner, and I have to stress, this is just what I done. I'm not advocating that you guys need to go and do it, but certainly you may have heard of you may have even heard of the Maffetone method, which is pretty similar. That when you take off, I mean, it talks about having 180 and then take your age off that, and then that should be the heart rate that you train at for most of your runs, if not all of them, I think Dr. Phil Maffetone talks about. And I'll talk about more about that method in another vlog, but it's another story. But you'll find that fits within zone 2 as well. So they're all saying the same thing, just different ways of saying it. So there you go, guys. Zone 2, easy runs, makes you faster. Yeah. And also burnt off a lot of fat. So yeah, so there you go. I got leaner and faster. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Give it a thumbs up if it makes sense. Leave some positive comments below. What do you think? You know, maybe have a look through in terms of your easy runs. There is another theory about how you split your runs, 80%, 20%. So 80% easy, 20% in terms of, you know, your threshold runs, your tempo runs, your speed sessions, and that type of balance. That's something I've heard as well. But for me, I'll just go on feel, and if I feel good, I'll go for a run, and then I might put some strides at the end of it. If I don't feel good, I'll just finish and go, thank you very much, I'm done for now. Yeah, makes sense? So I go on feel, but it takes practice, 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 practice. That's why we go out on training runs, yeah? Makes sense? I need another sip of tea. So nice. Oh, so nice. Peppermint tea. Love it. So, I mentioned in yesterday's vlog, I'll be jetting off to North Wales. I say jetting off, well, it's in my van. Many hours driving, and I'll be going out into the wild Wales part, and I'll be mainly off grid. I hope to find some kind of Wi-Fi somewhere, or I'll just go knocking on a cottage and go bore da, sut ma tewydd heddiw, and whatever limited Welsh I can speak up there, and hopefully they'll let me in and use their Wi-Fi. No, joking aside, or 3G or whatever, so it might be a bit scrambled, might be short, punchy ones. Don't know what you think, but I've got so much that I still want to share with you guys. I might just do some quick punchy things and say, here I am in Wales, hey, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so some quick daily ones. But Ginger Al did mention that he has Wi-Fi in South Wales. Yes, there is Wi-Fi in North Wales, but where I am, it's there ain't much going on. It's a bit like going to the Brecon Beacons in South Wales. I don't know if there's Wi-Fi up in the Brecon Beacons, but having been there, wonderful. The Black Mountains there, beautiful area. But I'll be going to a different area up in North Wales. So let's see what happens there. But I wanted to give a shout out or a question to you guys. If you can help one of my subscribers, Gary South, left a comment on yesterday asking that he's getting a bit stressed about coming up to Brighton Marathon. He's been injured for a while, and he's got a winter 10k run series on Sunday, and he says after that he'll have only 9 weeks left for Brighton Marathon. I say only 9 weeks is still a long time, long time. Now, whilst we covered this point on yesterday's live chat, because lots of people get injured and they're asking, where do you pick up your training plan after you've been injured? I think the consensus was you pick up the training plan where you left off. So if you're in week 15 and you're injured for 2 weeks and then you're down to week 13, you pick up your plan where you were injured, which is week 15. Not 13. Does that make sense? So that was one of the tips. But if you've got any other tips to help Gary in terms of helping him feel it, because I feel that the key thing, I think 9 weeks is still a long, long time of training. A hell of a long time, yeah? And I certainly remember having the same things where I got injured before my Brighton Marathon, but I think I was about 14 weeks out, 15 weeks out. But still in my head I was getting stressed and worried because it was my first marathon. Oh, I can't get to the start, what's going to happen? But the key thing is to do steady training and get to the start fit and able rather than broken. So it's better to have done less miles and be fit and able than to have done more miles and be broken. Does that make sense? So if you've got any hints and tips for Gary, leave them in the comments below. And really appreciate that. So thank you all so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate the time that you take. I don't know what's going to happen over the next 10 to 12, 13 days. I don't know how much time I'm going to stay up there, how I feel and what's happening. So, excuse me. So I look forward to chatting with you in some way over the next fortnight whilst I'm up in North Wales, and yeah, keep it bright. Yeah, so this is a nice layer for me because obviously it's going to be cold. I say obviously it's cold all over Britain. The whole northern hemisphere seems to have gone into an ice Arctic blast. So obviously it's not that cold here. It's still in I think it's +1, +2. And I think it's a bit warmer up in North Wales, so I'm looking forward to it. A bit warmer. I don't know what it's going to be like in the mountains, but I'm very much looking forward to that. And look forward to seeing your comments below. And I'll see as and when I can get connections. Well, I'm sure I could broadcast something via 3G if I can get a 3G signal as well. So does that make sense? So thank you again. I'll see you soon. And remember, bad February. Keep it going, guys. B-A-D. February. Thank you. Love you all. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye. Nice and bright, isn't it? Yeah. Woo, woo, woo.